The views and opinions expressed on this program are not necessarily those of this station, JVC Broadcasting Management, or its sponsors.
Welcome back to another episode of Cashing Out. I'm your host, Billy Alvaro. My co-host, Wayne, is not here today, but I am with someone who I have a special relationship with, Vincent Gebbia. We're going to introduce him in just a little bit. If you know us, we are Easy Sell Property Solutions. We're located right over here in Holbrook, New York. We buy houses all day, every day for cash all over New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, soon to be Florida, Pennsylvania, multiple states. We're broadening our horizons and going across the globe. Listen, if you have a property you want to sell, you can find us online at easysell411.com or by phone, 631-400-EASY. You know, in regards to what we do, we're an all-cash house buyer. We do things a little bit different than a traditional realtor. Instead of you listing it online and hoping and praying that somebody comes in, makes you a nice offer, and then you have to get approved for a mortgage, we come in the untraditional way. We assess the property, we make you a fair all-cash offer, and we can close on your timeline. So if you tell us you want to close in 7 days, we have the ability. If you tell us you want to close in 7 months, we can do that as well. We've been doing it full-time since 2009, and we are really, our primary goal is to make it a win-win for all the relationships we come into, which leads me to my very special guest today, Vincent Gebbia. Vinny, how you doing today, brother?
I'm doing good. Not only is it a win-win, but I'm also a client of yours and a
well, you're a client and a partner.
And
you're a partner. So
Yeah.
so I have Wayne is my partner in my main business, Easy Sell Property Solutions. He's my cousin. He's my business partner. But as an entrepreneur like myself, which is like Vinny, I have multiple different joint ventures with people all throughout Long Island, New York, and actually other states as well, where we invest our money together and doing deals. You know, we could be doing single-family homes. In our case, we have an apartment complex we're going to be building in the Patchogue area.
Leveraging real estate.
And
leveraging relationships.
Exactly. That's what it's all about. We had a really good meeting last week with a couple of John. But before we get into that, Vin, you know, let's get into who you are. And I'm going to say who you are today. You know, you have a very successful company called BigCatBikes.com.
Yes.
And basically that's an electric bike company.
That's correct.
And so let's touch on what that business is. But then I want to take us back to the failures you went through, because we've all been there.
Many times.
Right. So let's go through, what are you doing this day and age?
So this day and age, I've created a company called Big Cat Electric Bicycles, and we are designers, manufacturer, and distributors. And typically what we do now is direct-to-consumer e-com type of sales. So
these are like real electric bikes.
Yeah,
like
these are hybrid bicycles. So
what is that?
So what that is, and I'll go into a little bit for your audience. I know you
I
have
know
a bicycle,
it, right? I'm a
but,
big fan.
You know, we want to, for Radio Land out there, we want to give everybody a visual, even though it's radio.
Right.
So what happened is in 2011, my mom had gone to ride a bicycle with my father in Bellport Village, and she went up a little hill, and she was on a traditional bicycle, and she fell over. And she couldn't get up the hill. She's got a defibrillator. She's got arthritis. She gained about 50 pounds. She has 5 boys, and she's over 63, 64 years old.
So the natural progression of life, it's starting to catch up with her. The weight she put on, her knees are going a little bit, and she wants to still do the activities that she was able to do when she was younger, but she was having a hard time actually doing it.
Yep. And so she wanted to keep up with my father, and they wanted to just go riding around Bellport. And I had called her. It just was right after it, and she was distraught. She was, I mean, when I say distraught, my life's over. I can't go on a bicycle. This is a woman who rode bikes her whole life.
Wow.
And she's saying to me, Vincent, I can't even ride a bike with your father any longer. What am I going to do? I said, you know what, Mom? There's always a solution. Every problem creates a solution. Whether it's real estate, whether you're selling computers, whatever it is, it's always a solution. So what happened was I had seen these electric bicycles in China. I used to import in 1999 and 2000.
You've had multiple companies that you've done.
Multiple businesses. That was my first kind of a business into little mini pocket bikes. I don't know if you remember those little gas pocket bikes.
Yeah,
little zipping around.
Yeah.
So
you had those as well back in the day?
Yeah, so a buddy of mine, Chris Chiarenza, who we created a company, and we had imported some samples and sold them out. And sure enough, when I used to go to China, I used to see these electric bicycles, and it's kind of like what you'd see today in New York City, with the Chinese food delivery guys, where they're very antiquated, they're big, they're bulky.
They're zipping around all over the city streets.
It's kind of like going back to Cuba. You go back to Cuba, you're going to see old Beetles, you can see old Volkswagens.
Right.
You're going to see something that, normally is not really 2019. So what I did was I started to just tinker with a idea of getting my mom mobile again. And I had gotten some feedback from her. And
so this is a direct result of her giving you that one phone call, and you being the freaking entrepreneur that you are. You're like, problem? What's the solution?
But it wasn't the entrepreneurial yet. This was just
to solve your mom's problem.
I wanted to be a good son. I've been a bad son. I want to be a good son. So I'm trying to turn my mom's life around and try and get her mobile again. And I would see in China how much this would change, get people mobile. So what happened was I had sold my company in 2007, and I was toying with the idea. I was just doing real estate pretty much full-time, flipping, investing, and I wanted to create some more predictable income in between, selling houses and buying houses and flipping. So what happened was I had imported one sample because I had relationships already in Asia. And I contacted a buddy of mine, Joey. That's not his real name, but that's his American name.
Chinese Joey, yeah. I want to meet this guy.
Every Chinese person, and I'm not being disrespectful, but most people that are Chinese that come here, they have an American name.
They're very hard names.
Very hard names. So Joey, he was working in an electric bike factory, and he had rose to vice president of sales. And we had maintained a relationship from my previous customer. We'd always email each other once every 6 months. What are you doing? What's going on? So it just happened that Joey reached out to me and says, hey, I'm working for an electric bike factory. I said, great. I need to design one for my mom, with my mom specifically in mind. So I put together...
And this is what year? Still is around 2011?
This right now is 2010. It's just sort of on my radar. And it was 1 year in R&D. So I designed my mom had a traditional bike that she loved. It was a step through, co-ed, unisex style that you might see in City Bike. And I had gotten exactly what my mom wanted. I then sent it over to China. I brought the bike in, and I can't fix anything. I'm not mechanical, but I've got an eye.
I can't even change a light bulb, for Christ's sake.
Right. Exactly. So I imported one sample. And it took about 6 months to actually get that sample, get it designed, a lot of emails, a lot of stuff back and forth. I brought it over here to Sayville Bike Works, the gentleman, Jeff. He was the owner there. And I said, Jeff, I need you to build this bike for me. He said, what is this thing? I want nothing to do with it. It's got a motor. I'm not interested. Right. That's cheating. Well, what are you doing? I said, listen, I created it for my mom. I want to get my mom mobile. I want nothing to do with the bikes. I'm like, I'm not trying to sell you bikes.
Negative mindset. Nothing can
closed
happen.
Off.
Yeah.
Closed off immediately.
Mindset,
5 minutes. I'm a guy who wants to pay for an assembly for the bike, and it came in damaged.
He's dead against it.
So I had to buy forks, okay? Charges me $180, okay? The whole sample was $400.
Did he tell you to go fork yourself?
I bleeped that. So I bring it to Jeff. Jeff assembles it. Within 3 weeks, my mom, 100% mobile. She's to Patchogue Village. She's in Bellport. She's everywhere, up every single hill that she's ever wanted to do. Fast forward 3 months, my mom lost 35 pounds.
With the assistance of the electric bike.
With the assistance of the electric bike.
Fantastic.
And I'll go into a little bit more about that, but
right.
I just want to give you a little bit more background of the kind of the
so
germ.
people think that, electric bike, you are cheating, it's not really exercise, but you got to think, if you have somebody that has bad legs, has arthritis, is really heavy in weight, it's very difficult. Walking, let alone walking, is hard. Riding a bike, very difficult for the person who's a larger individual. And so here's your mom, you're giving her the ability to become mobile and to pedal assist, which is then going to do what? It's going to burn calories and get her to become healthy again. Fantastic.
Now, again, I don't know anything about the business. I'm not even in the business. I'm just
helping your mother.
Helping my mom.
You're a good Italian son, Catholic kid helping his mom.
I love you, Mom. So now my mom uses it all summer. She loses weight. And what does Mom do? I want to make all these changes. I want to make the bike this. I want a bigger seat. I want it more comfortable. Sometimes I get tired after riding for an hour and a half. I want to use a little throttle so that this way maybe I can just cruise home as opposed to going up hills and riding back home. So I said, okay. I went back to Joey, and I said, Joey, these are all the changes I need to make on the bike. At this time, now it's going into wintertime. So I also had to create a bike for my dad. They got to ride together. It's, I can't just have a bike for my mom.
She's speeding around the corners
All
doing
over
15
the
miles an
place.
hour, and your
Right.
father's back there.
Now my dad's laying on the couch. He's depressed. He don't want to get up. Now he can't even keep up my mom. So they go to Daytona Beach. They spend their winters there. I then get 2 bikes in to New York, and I ship them over to a bike store to have them facilitated and assembled for my parents. The guy calls me up after assembling them and says, Vincent, this is the coolest thing I've ever seen. Where do you get these bikes? I said, it's something I'm working on. It's something that, it's an idea that I've got. I'm just really helping my parents. He says,
At this point, were you testing the waters at all, thinking that this is going to turn into a real business?
I'm always have that in the back of my mind. It's
Because
just
you're a
something-
serial entrepreneur. I mean, you've
I am.
started multiple businesses,
That's
and
correct.
some of them you've sold.
Yep.
Some of you lost, like
Yes.
myself. I mean, I got crump.
Listen, I've had a lot of success. I've had a lot of failure.
That's what makes you who you are.
It's what it is. And the true test of a person is how you deal with that failure, how you pick yourself up and keep moving. So I tell the guy, you know what? Hey, listen, would you consider selling these? I said, I love these things. So then my parents' neighbors said, we want to buy 2 of them. And then what happened was, now this is all winter.
So you had to have the light bulb go off and say, I have a business here.
The light bulb goes off, but if you don't make a decision to take action, that light bulb just flickers. So I said, what happened was City Bike then rolled out their $50 million bike share program in Manhattan.
Yep.
In January of 2011, 2012. You fact checkers can all go back there and see which one it was. But City Bike rolled out in January, a big full-page article, and I said, it was after Sandy, too, because we had gas rationing. People don't even realize that, but for 2 days, I couldn't get gas. I had I had an even number on my plate. I couldn't go this
That's
one
another
day.
story. Forget about the Sandy.
Whole thing, right? But after Sandy
Right.
was what made people think about alternative transportation.
Got it.
So City Bike rolls out a $50 million bike share program, and then I said, that's it. This is going to change the way people are mobile, and this is to change the way that people get around, and it's personal mobility. And then I was thinking of the macro of it, of wow, what could college kids do? University kids, cops. So then what I did was, I'm still not in business. I then commit right after that to buying a 20-foot container, 80 bikes, $45,000. I then brought that container into New York. Still not even a full business. I'm still testing it. I then brought it around to every single bike store in Long Island, and I got closed door on me every single time.
Well, you know why? I mean, you taking an offshoot.
I wasn't wearing spandex, and I wasn't walking in with a road bike, and I wasn't trying to pick up 3.7 miles an hour on my headwind.
Yeah, exactly.
So I was cheating. You know,
that's the way they're going to look at traditional bike shops.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. So long story short, that's about 5 years ago. Fast forward. Now we've learned a lot of different things. My mom's now on her 7th generation of bicycles.
I got to tell you, you've given me one of the bikes. I tried to purchase it from you. You refused. You gave it to me as a gift, and I've rode that thing. And I got to tell you, man, it's not like it's easy. You could do pedal assist, but it is a killer bike. Because I know I go on a long bike ride. Sometimes I get a little winded. Even being in shape, you get tired, right?
Yeah.
That pedal assist and that little thing.
Yeah, the little
and
throttle.
it looks good aesthetically. I mean, the bikes are really put together the right way. They're a quality piece of machinery, bro.
Thank you very much.
Honestly.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And that means a lot coming from you, and I know that you like your...
If it was crap, you'd tell you it was crap.
Of course. Of course. And what I wanted to do is I wanted to design them after cool sneakers. I wanted to design them after cool sunglasses. That was my inspiration for the design of the bikes.
Because it's sleek. They look good.
Very cool looking. I wanted to get away from that Asian looking, old style bicycle in the city.
There's a lot of lessons in this whole thing because if you think about what you've done, you've gone along this way where, and this is typical entrepreneur, they see a problem, your mom not being able to ride. You come up with this solution, not realizing immediately that it was going to turn into a business, but as it started to evolve, you were smart enough and bright enough to see that when this light bulb went off, holy shit, I could turn this into a real biz. Let me start taking action and treating it like a real business and turning it into what it is today. I mean, kudos to you. And that's the the atypical entrepreneur always looking to take a product and make it better or to solve a freaking problem. When you do that, you create wealth for yourself and for others.
And you help people.
Yeah.
And you're able to touch people's lives and be able to, me personally, I cannot be involved with anything that I do not love. It's not about the money because the money's not coming yet. It's about that I actually absolutely love this business. I love helping people, and I love that when people get off the bike, they're smiling ear to ear.
And I see all your videos on Instagram, your people are riding it, and they always have that. It's almost like a kid coming off like a roller coaster, right? Like that excitement in their face,
It's more smiles per mile, so I get trademarked that one. But it's, the people just, it changes their lives. And when you can do something to change their life, whether in getting them out of a bad situation, or you can get them mobile where they've got some fun and some freedom and they feel like, a kid again, it's an amazing feeling.
It's life-changing. It's life-changing. You're changing people's lives. You do it with something as little as a bicycle, but it's putting them in a better position. So if somebody, what's your website address, by the way?
BigCatBikes.com.
So what does it go for? How much does it cost? Because these are not inexpensive bikes.
No.
But the investment's well worth it. What does a typical bike go for? Give us a price range.
Well, for our bicycles, normally with something like that type of equipment, there's bikes out there that go for over $2,000, $3,000, $4,000. Our bikes are $1,595 assembled and delivered. I mean, we're a local show here in Long Island, so
no shit. So $1,595 all in.
$1,595 all in, delivered and assembled. Are
there warranties with that?
Yeah, it's a full 1-year warranty on parts. We also have a office and warehouse and service station. We service everything we sell at 78 Academy Street. We're even now starting to service some other electric. Patchogue Village, sorry. Right in Patchogue Village. It's a great town. It's a great biking town.
So what about, give us the overall view, like how many different models of bikes do you guys have right now?
Sure. So right now we have 5 models. We've got a step-through fat tire, which is a pretty hot model that I created for people that want to go on the beach, snow, crappy roads in New York. That's called the Long Beach Cruiser XL. We have a Fat Cat XL, which is my #1 seller, and that's a mountain bike style. That's the one that you have. We have a Wildcat, which is also a mountain bike style with a thinner tire, not the fat tire. We have a little step-through folding bike, which is great for campers, RV people, boaters.
Nice, and that's electric as well.
Everything we do is electric. There's a lot of bikes that you can electrify after the fact. The problem is they're just not made to be electrified.
Right.
The gauge of the metals have to be thicker. The spokes have to be, triple. The gauge of the aluminum has to be thicker. The brakes have to be larger and vented.
So there's science behind
There's
the whole
whole science. There's a whole engineering. A lot more smarter guys than me. Right. Joey, our my friend Joey.
Chinese connection.
Yep. And right now we're absorbing also the 25% Trump tariff as well. So
he did a lot of good things, but this is one of the things that kind of
he's doing a lot of amazing things, and this is something that definitely is affecting me. But I can't really build those things here. I mean, I assemble them now, but these are all Shimano gears. Shimano is a brand name forever. Bafang Motors, that's the top of the line motors. These things are made in Asia.
Listen, they're quality. I was impressed. I thought. Listen, you think you're going to import something from China and you're thinking about what it is. When I went over to your showroom and I looked at these bikes and I took a couple of spins, I was impressed, man.
Thank you.
I mean, honestly, no smoke being blown here. Yeah. Like, love the bike, love the look, love the way it cruises, love the fact that if I do get a little tired or if I just want to take a little spin around and not really exercise, get them exercise for the day, not burn more calories, I love it.
And a lot of people who lose their license for whatever reasons need alternative transportation or... they say that 50% of the people work within 9 miles of their home. These bikes go up to 30 miles.
So here we have Vinny Gebbia today from Big Cat Bikes. It's bigcatbikes.com, correct? Bigcatbikes.com. He's located over here in Patchogue, New York. Vin, what's your telephone number if people want to call in?
631-285-2298. We were formerly at the Sunvet Mall. We moved about 5 months ago. And now we're in Patchogue Village where we planted our flag.
Vinny's doing great things. Him and I have a lot of businesses that we do together. We have a lot of joint ventures. We'll get into one of those in the next segment. But if you're out there listening today, we're speaking to local business people. Vinny Gebbia being one of the first that we're speaking with, how he's changing himself, changing lives around Long Island, and eventually changing lives nationally. He's a great guy, great individual. If you have a property, you know about us. We're Easy Sell Property Solutions. If you have a house that you're looking to sell, if you have an apartment building you're looking to sell, if you have a mixed use you're looking to sell, call me at my office, 631-400-EASY. We have a process called the Easy Way Out. When I tell you it's literally the fastest, easiest, most hassle-free way to sell your home, I'm not bullshitting you. It literally is fast, easy, and hassle-free.
It is, and I'm a testament to it because I'm a customer. And I needed to sell a house at one time in 7 days, and I think you came in at 5 days.
Yeah, we actually took that problem off your shoulders, man. That was
a
while back.
Yes.
And so if you have a property you're looking to sell, and I appreciate that, Vin. If you have a property you're looking to sell, call us at the office or go online, easysell411.com. That's easysell411.com. We're a family-owned and operated business. We've been up and running since 2009, 2010. This is all we do every day, all day. And the biggest thing that we say with our clients, if it's no win-win, then we part as friends. Simple as that. We'll be right back right after these messages.
Thank you.
Welcome back. This is Billy Alvaro. We are cashing out. Easy Sell Property Solutions is the name of the company. Buying properties is what we do. You can find us online at easysell411.com, by phone 631-400-EASY. If you have a property anywhere, any style, any condition, no matter what it looks like, what the condition is, call us at the office, 631-400-EASY. We'd like to make an offer to buy that property. Or you can go online at easysell411.com. I'm online today with Vinny Gebbia from Big Cat USA, BigCatBikes.com rather. BigCatBikes.com. He owns an electric bike company out here in Suffolk County, New York. What we're doing on the radio show over the next couple of months is we're going to be looking at local. We're going to have some people from out of state, but we're going to look at local heroes, local celebrities, local entrepreneurs, local businessmen and women who are making and changing effect in the economy and in the area here. We're also going to be speaking to people about their past failures, right? Because everybody looks at entrepreneurs and business people, and it's easy for them to say, man, so successful, you're doing so good today. But what they don't realize is that everybody, including yourself, including myself, we've all gone through such trying times in our lives, and we've literally, in some cases, failed so miserably, we went below zero, below rock bottom. And, you know, to build yourself back up, the mindset and the sheer determination, will, and desire to grow and get through that, it takes a lot. And so, you know, we spoke about your successes that we're doing now with the Big Cat bikes and where that's going to be going. But let's take us back. And you don't have to get into all the details, Vin, but, you know, you've experienced, and I actually met you right around when you were going through some really freaking trying times. You don't have to get into all the details, but I want to know, you know, what went on and where was your mindset at when you literally failed miserably, but you failed forward?
Yeah. So let's see. So I would say 2008. I've already had tasted success. I've already had sold multiple businesses.
And for the people out there listening, 2008 is when the economy absolutely blew the frig up and everybody was losing their ass with everything.
Yeah, exactly. The whole world was collapsing. And from 2006, I just sold my company for $1.3 million at that time, and I'm on top of the world. And
feeling good, sold your biz,
good,
money's coming in,
feeling like it's.
And how old were you at that time?
Let's see, I'm 45 now.
So you're 35 years old, 34 years old,
and I've already been, was already feeling success at that time, and also had failures. Also, I mean, many,
But people don't get that. That's the name of the game, right?
I failed probably
more than you've succeeded.
I probably failed 7 out of 10 times. It's just a couple of my successes.
Not a bad batting average.
You focus on, you focus on. So at the time, I was just doing real estate. My partner and I, we were just flipping houses. And on the side, I was kind of doing some rental, just trying to be a landlord, trying to acquire one every 3 to 4 years. Like that was my goal. And so I got a couple of rentals going, but then in 2008 is when my personal world was collapsing. I was engaged to be married in October, and I was battling a opioid addiction for 1 year, which really spiraled my life out of control.
You and I spoke about this.
Yep. And pretty much had lost well, not lost. I pushed away all my friends, pushed away business partners, didn't handle business, was really, and again, nobody knew anything about it. This was just me lying to myself and lying to, my family and friends.
So you had some personal demons that you were dealing with.
Demons.
Yeah.
Devil. The devil always hits you, where you're the weakest, and he'll always continue to do that. But we started to lose some money. We started to lose money on this deal, and we started to lose, $50,000 here, $50,000 there, and all of a sudden, you're sitting on a nice nest egg, and you're down to nothing, and a wedding is coming up, and I got to come up with $80,000. I already gave them 20, and I'm getting married at the place in Oakdale, the Bourne Mansion, right on the water, and my girlfriend's a nurse my fiance is a nurse at the time, and there was nothing more for me, and I won't go into too much about it at this point, but when you hit rock bottom, you got to want to change your life. You got to want. Some people, I want to stop. I want to do this. No, you got to want to stop. You guys want to be sick and tired of being sick and tired.
So what was that? At what point did you get to that point where you're like, you know what? I'll
tell you, it's very simple. We're in Miami. Okay. We're staying at the Delano, and we're watching Enrique Iglesias, for New Year's Eve. And I ran out of my the Watson 360s, okay?
What is that?
It's a painkiller.
Okay,
it's a
So
painkiller.
you were hooked on the painkillers.
I was hooked on the painkillers. I'm abusing the painkillers. And my trip, not only do I cut my trip short, halfway done, January 1st, morning of, because I started to withdraw. And my girlfriend's a nurse who can write a script.
And she's down there with you.
And she's with me. And I said, we got to go. We're packing up. We checked out. We were supposed to stay 5 more days. I got on a plane.
Wow.
I went home because I knew I still had 15 more pills there. My girlfriend, my fiance, she left me right as soon as we got home.
Holy shit.
Yeah, she left me. She said, the only way I'll be with you is if you take a pee test every day. Every day I took a pee test. I failed. Every single day.
You were still doing the drugs.
I couldn't stop. I wanted to stop. I became physically addicted to it, okay? So fast forward is that I then got in a great doctor.
Before we get into the doctor piece, first of all, I want to say to you, I appreciate you being as vulnerable as you're being right now, and as transparent as you're being, right? Yeah. So a lot of people out there suffer from drug addiction.
Yeah.
A lot of people out there are suffering their own personal demons. And for you to go on the air and to share that, I wasn't expecting you to come out and be
it's my test,
it's your story.
My testimony. Yeah,
it's your story, brother. And
my message.
I appreciate that. And I appreciate and respect that, you're sharing it, because there's somebody out there right now.
Of course.
There's somebody could be on the radio that's listening, that's going through their own hard time.
Yes.
And that they're going to realize that if you've pulled yourself through this, and I want you to go through some of the things you've done.
Yeah.
If you were able to pull yourself through, I'm hoping whoever you are out there, guy or girl, whoever, and you're listening to Vinny's story, I want it to resonate with you, and I want you to take action to get yourself out of whatever disaster you're in.
And you can. You can. I never thought I was going to be able to. At that time, I was so blinded, but you can. I found a great doctor who, first of all,
before you got to the doctor piece, what happened in your head for you to snap, for you to hit rock bottom, for you to finally say enough's enough? Because I'm sure you were saying you wanted to get off for so long, but what was that determining factor for you to say, it's no longer a have to, it's a must?
It was a must. Well, first of all, it was a goal for me it was a goal that I had to visualize me not taking pain pills. That was number one.
So you incorporated visualization into your life.
Absolutely. Number two is I went back to going to church and just started listening to Joel Osteen, started watching his videos. And lastly, I realized I wasn't born like this. This is just 1 year of my life. At the time, I'm 35 years old, 37 years old. This is one chapter of many chapters.
Right. But that 1 year, you got addicted hard.
Hardcore.
Like you
went
went
probably
down.
A year and a half. It was probably a year and a half. And I was pushing everybody away. It wasn't myself. I'm meeting with people that I would never normally meet with.
Right.
And buying it on the black market. This is not something, my prescription was over after 60 days. This had gone on for another year afterwards, where you're buying it on the black market.
So who knows what you're getting?
Who knows what you're getting? You're spending money, and you're just seeing this whole downfall, and things just spiraled for me out of control, and I just said, I'm done. I can't live like this. It's not me.
You had to hit absolute rock bottom.
Lost my girl, pretty much lost my business, pretty much was almost going to lose my house.
So you're looking around, losing everything, and little by little, the drugs that you introduced to your life, you realized was the demon that was pushing and getting rid of everything that was good in your life was now becoming gone.
Yes.
Right. So you're like a man on your own
and
island.
I'm living a lie. I'm lying to everybody. I'm lying to my
So nobody
friends.
really knew what was happening with you?
Nobody.
Nobody knew you were on the drugs?
No.
Did they ever eventually find out?
Of course. I told everybody. And that's why I have no problem telling it now, because it is what it is, So what happened was I had friends and family that said, they didn't realize the extent of it. I was a really good freaking, liar, I guess, because they didn't realize how deep I was in it, But what I realized, and I've been into personal development since at the age of 21. And when you learn those skills, they never leave you. And those little voices of you can, you will, you can overcome this. You weren't born like this. You can do this. You can get past this. You can pick yourself up and get through it.
Sure.
And I had to find that way about me, and it was losing my relationship. I was really, I was just madly in love with
You lost
this woman.
everything. You lost your girl. You lost your business. You're almost losing your house.
Yeah.
It sounds like you lost your mind and your soul at the same time.
I did.
So for you to come back from
you
that,
have to recommit yourself. You have to recommit and rededicate. And I looked at it as, all right, I'm going to do that. I wasn't born taking pills.
right?
There's no reason why I have to take pills.
You had an addiction.
I became physically addicted to it, and that's the worst part about opiates. And this is in 2009 now. And what happened was they started to really the doctors, they couldn't write the scripts. They're getting in trouble. There was a big thing in Medford. The guy shot up the pharmacy.
I remember that.
And I'm like, what am I doing? I'm gonna turn into a crackhead.
Yeah.
I didn't want to go into heroin. I didn't want to go further into the.
You're lucky you didn't.
No,
because
thank
that's
God.
usually the next move.
Exactly. And I was like, I'm not doing this. I'm not born a drug addict. I'm not a drug addict. I'm not doing this. And then that was it. That was the defining moment.
You had enough was enough. You looked around, everything was gone, and you made the decision.
I wanted to not take drugs more than I wanted to take drugs.
And so what was the time frame? How long did it take you once you hit
1
that
year.
rock bottom? So it took you a year to clean yourself up.
It took me 1 year with a doctor to work
and
on it.
That, by the way, within that year time frame is when you and I got introduced.
Yes.
At the diner.
That's
from a mutual friend.
Correct. And I think we had
Robbie Demo.
Rob Demo. And I think we had lunch at Aji at the time, the sushi place.
Probably about a month after that, month and a half. And you were not, I remember thinking back now, and that was probably 2010, 2009, around there. And I remember leaving the meeting saying, good guy, but he's going through, I didn't know you from a hole in the wall.
Right.
And I said, this guy's going through something.
Right.
Because I went through my own shit.
Yes.
And I was just getting myself out of it.
Yeah.
I was in a 3-year stint where it was just mentally screwed.
Yeah.
But it's, I remember saying, this guy is, and I didn't know yet, you didn't tell me your story, but the language patterns that you were using, I can remember back, it was dark and negative.
Very dark and very negative. And when you lose pretty much everything, you got to look yourself in the mirror. You got to pull yourself up, and you got to. I just said, you know what? This isn't who I am. I started to go to some NA meetings. Narcotics are, I guess, anonymous. That was what it was. And I started to go to these meetings, and I'm like, nothing against the meetings. For me, it wasn't like, I didn't see that the people really wanted to stop. They, kind of go through the motions.
They were forced through the courts.
It's like, there's more stuff going on in the parking lot than there was like, oh, don't worry about it. You can get through anything. And I'm not disparaging. Please don't take this offense to anybody who's hearing this, who's going to meetings, and it's working for them. For me and my personality, I needed something that nobody's going to do it for me. I had to do it.
And that's the key thing. And let's talk about that point. External circumstances, other people helping you, giving you assist, it's all fine. And it's important because you need professional help. But internally, your mind and your heart and your soul, you have to be 100% willing, ready, and committed to doing whatever it takes to change your lifestyle. Whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes. And that's an Italian word. Viticus is whatever it takes.
Viticus.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, Viticus. So for me, I was just sick and tired of being sick and tired. And I'm like, I was successful, and now I'm going down, and I'm losing my health, and I'm lost my girl and everything. And I said, I'm done. I am done. Worked with a doctor, and it wasn't easy. It was not easy.
Coming off the drugs like that,
it was not easy,
I was
man.
expect you go through withdrawals?
Of course.
Yeah.
You know when I went to withdrawals? A year later.
Whoa.
And that's what everybody's so afraid of, is the withdrawals. But you know what? It's like sleeping with no air conditioning, in a hot house, man. So if you can
sweating
get
out
through
the
that,
chills, the
you can
sweat.
get through that, and you kind of, get some wonton soup and like just focus on, trying to get through it. And I just was like, in 36 hours, it was the longest 36 hours of my life. I'm like, this is going to be, I only got 35 more hours. I only got 34 more hours. And I just and I didn't want to do anything. And this is a year off of it.
Wow.
A year off of it.
Wow, bro.
Because I was taking these little Suboxone strips, which people also get addicted to.
Right.
And
what's the other shit? Methadone or some crap? They
never tried it. Never
but that's
got
like
into
a whole
it.
nother thing to get
Beyond
off. So it's
beyond
another
my-
drug to get off the drug.
It's what they do. They give you a drug to get off the drug. What happened was my doctor, Carmine Monderano, and I hope you don't mind me using your name, but he really was, he was, at this time, he had all these people in East Islip funneling through the door. And I'm like, these people look crazy. Like, I was like, I'm all excited. I'm getting, I'm like going to see my doctor. I'm getting off. Like, he said to me after 12 months, Vincent, I lost my DEA license. DEA came in and shut me down because they said I'm a drug pusher and I'm pushing too many scripts. He goes, I said, thank God, Dr. Monderano, because I have 19 strips left over because you only got, for me, I got prescribed 20.
Right.
I took one script and I just would cut it into 18 pieces and just get it. He says, I can't give you any more. I said, take these back. He goes, you're the first person out of this whole doctor's office that was able to get off the drugs, and congratulations.
Wow.
And he says, I'm no longer a doctor. I gave him a hug, and I never,
seen
him again or touched anything like that again.
And this is what year?
2010.
Congratulations. 9 years clean.
Yeah.
9 years. Good,
Yeah.
bro. Good.
But you know what I think that people also don't realize is just because you go through that doesn't mean that you got to label yourself. I'm this drug addict. I'm this. I'm that. That was a situation that you go through.
It was
a
clip in your life. It was part of your story.
Yeah.
It's what you went through. We all go through certain experiences in life that makes us who we are today, right? I mean, regardless of who you are today, you are who you are today because of all the experiences you went through. And so you have to have an appreciation for it. You have to really understand and learn from it. And you just need to carry yourself forward and share that message like you're sharing today, because there's somebody out there who's going through a hard time right now that's struggling with the cocaine or struggling with the opiates. And, they probably want to get off and they just don't know how to do it. So, the first thing I think is they have to have a real drive, desire, will to want to get off, and then they have to seek professional help. I mean, you need professional help.
I think you can equate it to business. Okay, so in business, you need professional help. You need a mentor. You're one of my mentors. You need a mentor. And when you're battling an addiction, you need to visualize and you need to make a decision. In business, you need to visualize and you need to make a decision. And then on top of that, you need action. You need action every single day.
Absolutely, brother.
And,
absolutely.
Those 4 keys: visualization, planning, taking action. Everything else is noise. And that's what it comes down to.
Brother, I appreciate you. I really appreciate you coming in today. With short notice, my cousin said he couldn't make today, and
I love Wayne. Shout out to Wayne.
He never does, but him and I, we balance each other out. And I'm like, cuz I got it taken care of, no problem, brother. And I appreciate you coming in, telling your story, sharing it. Listen, if you're out, and I know we have a couple of minutes left, but if you're out in the marketplace, local businesses out here, even if you listen nationally, Vinny's company, the electric bike company, bigcatbikes.com. Go online, check out his site, check out his product. I'm telling you, you will not be disappointed. His test is his testament. This guy has gone through crap like myself and like many other successful entrepreneurs out there, many other people out there, whether you're an entrepreneur or not. People go through trials and tribulations, and those who get through it, they grow. And what they really should do is after they grow, they should actually go out there and not really preach, but they should just tell their story so others can learn from it, right?
Yeah.
And so, bro, I appreciate you coming on. This has been a really good thing.
I know we didn't touch on all our other stuff, but it's all good.
We have 2.5 minutes left. So you and I, we have multiple businesses, multiple JVs that we're doing. We have one. We're not going to say exactly where it is because it's not approved yet, but we have something that we're putting together where we're going to be joining 7 parcels, 4.5 acres. And we're going to be attempting to build, we don't know how many units exactly, anywhere
say
from 45 to 65. Vinny's pushing for 100. I love the vision that he has. But if we get 100, it's not only a home run, it's a slam dunk, grand slam. But if we get 55, 65, it's still a ridiculous deal. It's going to serve the community. It's going to put a lot of good people in housing. And it's going to change the economics of your life and myself, for sure.
And the landscape of that area completely.
Yeah.
And by the way, you've been phenomenal, man. What you do is, what you and Wayne do in your business and helping people. And you know what? Maybe somebody's not in a situation where they just want to sell their house quickly to you.
Right.
It's not always about
a situation.
Maybe they don't want to deal with a realtor. Maybe they don't want to deal with
an ease of use.
Right. You want your money. You want to get your money quickly, and you want to be able to perform and close.
Right.
And you've done that, and you are the leader at it. And
I appreciate that, bro.
I'm glad to be part of your team, man.
I appreciate it too. I think one of the things that the reason why we're so successful is because we get other people involved,
like-minded people,
like yourself, right? So I have joint ventures and partnerships and little businesses on the side with multiple people out there. My cousin is my business partner in my main business, but as an entrepreneur, I have many different things going on. You're one of the guys that I got involved with. I appreciate you, appreciate your story. If you're out in the market, you want to buy a bike, an electric bike, bigcatbikes.com. And again, if you're listening to this show, my name is Billy Alvaro. My co-host Wayne Hartard, who's not here today. We own a company called Easy Sell Property Solutions. We're online at easysell411.com, by phone 631-400-EASY. We buy properties all day, every day for cash. Give us a call. You would not be disappointed. We'll make it a win-win, or we will simply part as friends. Peace out, guys.
Enjoy.
The views and opinions expressed on this program are not necessarily those of this station, JVC Broadcasting Management, or its sponsors.